Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with two-time Ultimate Boxer competitor, this time in the super welterweight division. I know you were asked this up there, so I'm going to be a bit repetitive, unfortunately. Well, it wasn't me that asked you, actually. So how much of an advantage, if any, does it give you that you've experienced this format before?
Yeah, I think it does. I think on the night you sort of know what to expect. I've been able to train accordingly and maybe juggle a few things about because I've been here and done it, as I say. So I think that will pay dividends on the night.
You started quite late in boxing. Just tell us about that. I know we covered it before, but what got you into the sport at a relatively advanced age?
Yeah, well, I always played a lot of football and cricket, and I sort of hurt my knee playing football and went to a gym, did a bit of box fit for, like, basically to get a bit of fitness back, and then obviously I've never stopped and done all right at it.
And you've got a family, of course. You talked about that before. Are they your main motivation now in boxing, kind of provide a better life and that kind of thing, or is it more something for you?
I think it's a bit of everything with me. Yeah, obviously I want the boy to have something to look up to. Obviously me and the wife, it obviously helps provide with that, but it's not all about that. I've got a job anyway outside of boxing, so I do it as a joint venture as such. So I just want to achieve something, and getting on these big stages gives you the best platform to achieve.
Tell us a little bit about your job outside boxing.
I'm a plumber, so I'm always working and training. That's all I do to it, seems like.
And the previous Ultimate Boxer appearance, you got a bit unlucky, it seems, in hindsight, in that you got Kieran Conway first up. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Why are you looking at me? I thought, I got that wrong. Yeah, you got Kieran Conway first up and didn't get past him, of course. But he's then gone on to big things, you know, his fight with Ted Cheeseman, which was a draw and impressed a lot of people. Is there any sort of consolation you can take from that he's then gone on to achieve what he has?
I'll sort of never be happy with losing whatever. A lot of people have sort of said similar things to you've said, but also on the other hand, I didn't feel out my depth. Yes, he beat me on the night and was probably at a step ahead, but I didn't feel out my depth, and that's someone who's now fighting for a British title. So I've got to look at it on that way and think, yeah, obviously I should take some positives from it, but obviously I'll never be happy with losing. I don't think if you are happy with losing, you're probably in the wrong game.
What do you make of the first round draw this time around? Did you think it could be more favourable?
Yeah, to be fair, I wasn't really. Same as the first draw, I wasn't bothered about fighting Conway. Same as this, I weren't bothered about fighting any of the lads. I think you shouldn't go into these things if you're worried about a draw. You could, as a low-level pro, fight 10, 11, 12 journeymen. You're not coming in this to do that. You're trying to test yourself against people of the similar level, some of them that are a lot more experienced.
And do you know much about him though? Is he someone you've sparred in the past?
No, when I've sparred anything. I don't really know a lot about any of them. I don't tend not to look into other fighters too much. Obviously now I know the draw, I know my side of the draw. I'll have a quick look and maybe obviously with the coaches we'll sit down and try and have a game plan for the fight, but I don't look too much into everyone else because I think it's more about how you prepare and you adapt on the night, if I'm honest.
Without giving too much away, and obviously you only went into your first round match, but you were planning to go to 3 fights in one night. Yeah. What were the main things you changed either in training or on the night compared to a normal boxing match? Yeah,
well, to be fair, everyone's saying like, sparring, you could fight 9 rounds, but realistically you don't want to be training for 10 rounds because you're going to fight at a slower pace. So it's normally 2 or 3 different sparring partners in the same night, spar 3 rounds with one, rest for 10, 15, 20 minutes, go again, so your body's used to getting hot, cold, things like that. Whereas if you was fighting over a 8 round fight, you would spar maybe a couple of people, but you'd stay in the ring and get your rounds in, and you'd probably go over a slower pace. So things like that are different, and it's a bit frustrating. Some of your nights in the gym are quite long, where you're sitting around a few rounds on the pads, having to go down and rest for 20 minutes. But it's things that I think will be benefit for this style of tournament.
Was it frustrating in a different way on the night, in that you'd had your first 3 rounder, you probably had quite a lot left in the tank, and then there was nowhere to put it, kind of thing?
Yeah, but that's it. That's what it is. If you obviously don't win first round, and I knew I was up against it, but also knew I had to give everything in there. So I did put a lot into that fight, and I think it showed, because a lot of people said that Kieran Conway didn't win his second fight a lot because of his fight with me in the first fight, and I think, like they said with Lawler, who won, he had to bite down his gum shield in the first round. It's just on the night with this, there's a lot of things that can happen. Like, favourites don't always win, or don't very rarely win these type of things. It's a lot on the night, so you've just got to prepare as best you can and hope it goes your way on the night.
Will you change anything about your approach after what happened last time?
No, because I wasn't too disappointed with my performance. Someone who had a lot a massive amateur pedigree, probably was one step ahead in his footwork and outfought me a bit, not as in fighting wise, but brain wise, and probably was one step ahead probably on the night. So I wasn't too downhearted on my preparation or what I did on the night. I was just a bit gutted I weren't experienced enough and probably couldn't catch him early enough to slow him down a bit. So really, I'll just stick to what I do and be exciting.
And just remind our viewers how they can get up with you on social media.
I'm on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, all under my name. There's not many Kaan Hawes about, so you can find me quite easily on any of the socials.
Brilliant. Well, we really appreciate your time and wish you the best of luck on the 20th of September.
Thank you very much.